It's solar project time again. So as you can see, I went and rented the ditch witch, the trencher for about 4 hours. So I'm trying to get this done. And I think I've got the trench dug, but because of where I'm taking it, I can't just go, which I'd like. So I've sort of piled over in the middle dirt from both directions. So I'm gonna have to get the shovel out and make sure that I've got it connected so I can run the wire through the pipe, because that's my intention. Run all my wire from my solar panels to the solar equipment through some pipe. Well, and I wanted a walk behind trencher, but they didn't have one. So I had this. I'm hoping I connected the lines, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to dig some of this out to know for fact. But I'm going to just right there, and then my pipe's gonna go up the building, and then I'm going to run it that direction. Now my current piping goes to that one, but when it comes over to the building, it went underneath the pallet of all my solar panels, and I didn't want to move those. I didn't want to have to really dig that up by hand, so I decided to do this. That's a horrible line, but I think it should work. I've got a trench from end to end, so I should be able to get the PVC pipe to lay down in that. You can see it went well there, and you can see it went well there, but in the middle, not so much, and I think this will work. In fact, why don't I just go ahead and see if I can get the PVC pipe in there. Oh yeah, that's much better. I actually found out that the tires had compacted the dirt right there. So when I went to go shovel just a little bit, it just came right out. So I've got there and here. That's going to work. I initially planned to go to this pole, which is where our combiner box is at, because this pipe goes down and then on this side straight towards those pallets. So from here, that way would have been fine. However, I plan to put a third row of panels behind this one. So that middle post there will be my middle section. So I figured if I put it there, I don't have to run as much wire. That's my thought anyway. Anyway, time to go load up this ditch witch and get it back to the store before I get charged extra. Well, I got the trencher back to the store in time, so that was good. It was a little scary getting it up on that trailer. And hopefully you saw in the video the wheelie I popped. I wasn't a fan. It was definitely a pucker type of moment, but anyway, I lowered that trencher down and then got it on the trailer without any issues, so there was that. So anyway, after I got home, I took a break because it's hot. We have a heat warning, something like that going on. I'm like, of course we do, because I'm working in the sun. Though I found a shady spot at the moment. So I took a wire and I've ran it the length that I want it to go. So I've ran it from the top of that gray pipe and then down and along the trench to over there, back up to that 4x4 and along the top and along this to that gray pipe that I've drilled a hole through into there. Out that hole, down the wall, across, and extra so I can come up to my connectors to take me into the charge controller. That tells me how much wire I need to get to the top of this. My plan is to have my wires come out, I'll put connectors up here, and then I'll run connectors from my strings of solar panels to here and connect them in. It uses an extra set of connectors, but I think it's worth it because otherwise each string was going to have its own set length, and I figured I would just end up wasting wire if I did that. And the wire's not cheap. So I've got one strand figured out. I ran a second one, struggled with that, and figured out a better way of doing it. So that's what I'm going to show you. So I am going to actually, even though I'm only planning to put 3 runs over here, I'm actually going to run 4 sets. That way, if I ever decide to put another set over here, I don't have to redig a trench because it wasn't fun. What I didn't show you is my handy dandy clips that I love so much. I've clipped my wire onto that, onto this post, and I'm gonna take it out to there. This is 10 gauge wire, by the way, and I put 2 screwdrivers in it so I could spin it. And so now I'm gonna come back and pull the wire together tight so I get the same length, because right now it could be 2 different lengths and I want to make sure they're all the same. I'm bringing it out to my white cable and I just cut it. First black one's done, 3 more. So I realized that I hadn't recorded anything for a while. I have my wires here, all set up here, white and blacks, except for one, which is green because I ran out of wire. I may never even use it. So anyway, I've got them marked, some with blue, some with red, some with silver, and of course the green set. Sorry, the camera's switching lenses on me. So I'll know which wires on this end match the wires on this end. I've got everything so far here glued together. I've got that pipe clamped a couple of times because I'm getting ready to start pulling some more wire here in just a minute. And that's all I've got left to get through the pipe. I have to cut some pipe down here. So I put the curve in on that piece so I know where it goes. And I've laid it next to it so I know I need to cut my pipe right there. And then I can wire it in or slide the wire through it. And then we're going to go up this and that way. I love this tool. The wire is ran. Next up is to fill in the trench. One of the reasons why I've been in a hurry is the fact it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but I don't know if I believe it. So I've got it up to this. All my wires are coming out. I've got my blue wire, my red wire, my silver wire, the green wire because, well, it's green, and I've marked what's coming out here. So I know which set of wires these are that go. And it's coming in there, and I've got them right here. Now, have I done anything with them? Obviously not. They're still taped up because it's getting late. But they're in here, and even if it's raining, I can come in here and work. So I don't have to worry about that. And since I don't have the panels plugged in yet, that's not a huge deal, but I'd like to get everything situated, probably even plugged into those boxes. I just don't have to plug the boxes into the charge controller. But like I said, rain's coming, so I want to fill in this trench. I hope that won't take too long. It's a whole lot easier filling in a trench than it is creating a trench. Anyway, I better get on it. We're supposed to be smoking some food tonight. Smoking some deviled eggs, smoking some hot wings, and smoking some breakfast sausage. I am more plumb smooth. My wife says I look like I've been rode hard and put up wet. She's right about the put up wet part. I am drenched. I still got dirt. I don't know where it's going, but I'm done. I'm ready to start working on solar panels next. I don't know if you noticed, I talked about it the other day, but the power inverter I had to send back. One of the times I went to move one of the battery temperature sensors, when I shut off the power and turned everything back on, the power inverter did not come back on. Spent about a week working on it with support, no dice. So we shipped it back. I don't know when I'll get it back. Thankfully, I've got my my Renogy. So, and I plan on keeping that for a backup. That won't affect the solar panel upgrades. That's all I've got for today. We got chicken wings and sausage in the smoker. My wife smoked some hard-boiled eggs. I think she made deviled eggs out of them, so I'm looking forward to those. And I think we had a few ribs, so we've got a lot of good food on tap for tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Terry from TNT Homesteading. Here is our 2026 garden playlist. I'd love for you to take a look at that. And here is our solar playlist. You can see where we started from the very beginning to where we're at now. Thanks for watching. God bless. We'll see you on the next video.